Right, hello, good morning.
Hi. Hi.
Welcome to the Writers Group. Obviously Taylor, Louis and Alistair. Now you have sent us a script for your psychological thriller.
Yep.
Could you remind us a little bit more about your script?
It's inspired by Dead Man's Shoes, which is a Warp Films. It's a psychological thriller, like you said, and it's about a brother who goes looking for his missing sibling in a forest, and he has a lot of hallucinations and like mental problems he needs to overcome.
Right, okay. And now I believe you have some questions to gain some feedback on your script that you have submitted. Yeah, so should we fire away?
Right. So does the script as a whole sound practical to you? Like, could we make a film based on it?
Yes, I think you could. Essentially, what we need to make a film is an interesting narrative. And you do have that. You have a young person, teenager, who is going through issues both mentally and physically, and he's obviously trying to find, his brother. Very relatable locations. And what's good about your location, so the house and especially the forest, is it brings in and it shows you understand the iconography of a psychological thriller, because these are common locations that we have. That idea of the unknown. So even though it's a popular location of a forest, it's about the depths of the forest and the unknown of the forest. And it's a realistic in the sense of, that's somewhere you could get lost in. And what's lurking behind the trees, and for the time of day you've also picked out for your script the time of day. So you've told me this is nighttime or daytime, which is really good. It brings into that, it ties in well with the whole genre of the psychological thriller, I think.
Could you give us 3 positives based on the script?
3 positives of your script. A relatable protagonist. Very relatable. I mean, what age group did you say are you thinking your audience is?
16 to 18.
16 to 18. So what BBFC rating are we looking at there then?
15.
About 15, based on your themes. Definitely he's relatable as a protagonist. Enigma throughout, So I like the fact that at the start of it, most Hollywood films or most films in general do tend to start off with an equilibrium, but the fact that yours starts with a disequilibrium straight away, I'm invested in that character. I want to know why he is so frustrated. I want to help him find his brother. Okay, so the fact that you've got that enigma running all the way through is very strong and works well for your genre. The way you have used music to create suspense. So I like how you, in your shooting script, you have information of when your music is going to start and end. And I like how you put that music on sections where it's very dramatic and it's very, the action is starting to build up. So continue to do that. I think that's very good on your shooting script.
Could you give us 3 general improvements from what you've seen in the script?
3 improvements. I think your ending, because it's made clear to the audience, he's been hallucinating. And I can see you've done this in places, but could you make it maybe a little bit more consistent where, because obviously you're going to show, we need to see that he's basically dreamt this, don't we? So maybe some information in regards to what graphic effects you would have to show that it's a dream sequence. So thinking about editing and Premiere, what effects would you be using in Premiere to make it look like a dream sequence? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I thought your ending was really good, and I like how we just fade out at the end of your script. So you've left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, which is good. Yeah, so that was pretty good. So for me, no, there's not many improvements. I mean, another good thing that I liked about yours was it was a working script. So whether I'm the camera person, whether I'm the actor, especially for your actor, it was good how you had the intonation, so how they should be delivering those lines, which was really good, and consistent, which was great. Yeah. But yeah, just think about editing effects you're going to add to make it look like a dream sequence. Is probably one of my biggest, or something just we need to tweak a little bit.
Does the script fit into the genre? I know you've already said that the location is quite good for it, but is there anything else that we could do to make it fit better?
Yes, definitely your location. The fact that you have a single protagonist as well just makes it a bit more of a thriller because we're following one person. Relatable narrative in the sense of you empathise with him that he's lost a relative. Now you may not, as an audience member, have physically lost a relative, but you can definitely have empathy if you were in that situation. Lighting fits into it. Again, the time of day you are going to be doing filming. Obviously, based on this time of year and thinking about this as a physical production, you physically making this, just maybe being cautious of what times of day you're going to film. Not to compromise your lighting so we can actually see the action. You don't want it too dark, do you? So just maybe you got to think about in terms of your production when you actually go filming. But no, definitely fits in with that psychological thriller. You've got music, you've got a good location, one main character, and that enigma throughout, which is your thriller, isn't it?
So, have we developed our script into a successful shooting script? Like, could we add more editing techniques and camera work to make it fit more?
Well, what I think is really strong about your shooting script at the minute is, like I said before, it is a working document. I can take your script in the stage that it's in now and I can go away and film based on the instructions you've given me. I know what my actors should be saying and how. I know exactly what locations I should be in. I know what movements and gestures actors are doing as well, and I know how I should be framing it as a camera person. Yeah, and I even know as an editor what I should be doing with it as well, how the scenes are gonna move on from each other. So no, this is definitely a working script. It's a practical document. Like I say, apart from that bit about editing, there isn't much to necessarily improve on. It looks like, in terms of your format, it looks like a real script. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, all the best with your production, boys. Okay?